Hey everybody, I am so excited to finally do a review and a flip through of my very first cloth and paper leather planner. So this is the Quilted Large Agenda. So you guys know, if you've been following my channel, that I am typically a rings girl. So I usually get an A5 rings planner, but I have a lot of A5 rings, but look how absolutely beautiful this is. So this size is what she calls her large agenda cover, but she also does have A5 and I believe personal size rings in this color and this quilted pattern. She also has just the textured black that doesn't have the quilt, and then she has a couple of brown colors, so all very neutral. I'm sure they are all really good quality. This one has just a little gold snap here, but it gives you pretty good amount of room. I don't feel like it's super tight, and the leather is really soft, but it's nice and firm in terms of the construction. All of the stitching, everything in this planner is so well done, and I love the way that it's set up in terms of having all these pockets on the side and a couple of different places to put stickers and things underneath. And then what you have back here, now this is not the prettiest part of my planner because I had to cut up a piece of a happy planner to create a hard enough cover for the back to slide in, but I want to show you anyway. So if I pull my planner out, you can see that this is just an agenda. So you could use this for a like a half letter size ring planner like I'm using it, and I'll show that to you in detail in a minute. Or you could use this for a half letter size notebook. I don't think an A5 notebook would fit in this, but let me grab one just to be sure. Okay, so I just went and grabbed an A5 notebook, and because half letter is bigger in terms of taller, it's just usually slimmer, but it's taller. Technically, I think that as long as you had an A5 that was not like super wide, it actually would fit in here. But of course, just a single notebook is not going to look very good in here unless you had a really big notebook. But I just wanted to show that just in case. But really, I think what this planner with this agenda cover is made for is exactly how I'm using it, which is a half letter size disc planner. So this is typically what you'll see when people are using tool planners or the happy planner. And you can see here, look at these gorgeous discs. So these discs are from Inked United on Etsy. I will link her shop below. One of my lovely Hardy's fans sent me these discs last year in red, and I'm using those in my sort of study research planner. And when I saw on her site that she had other colors, I ended up getting these, which are the blush pink color, and then I also got the purple discs, of course. So look how beautiful that is, and it just turned out to look so gorgeous with this black and sort of neutral tones. So let me walk you through the planner, but basically all you do is you just slide the back cover into the back pocket there, and then you have plenty of room for the planner itself. And I've got this pretty beefed up right now, so I feel like you can fit a pretty good amount of pages in there. I'm not sure if you could fit the extended rings, but I feel like you probably could, because you do have some give here. So I feel like you could use the expanded rings, but this is not the same size as like a classic happy planner or big happy planner. This is smaller. So the classic happy planner I think uses 10 discs, and this only uses 8. So this is a half letter size, or maybe you could use it for A5 size. But like I said, you can see how with the different side tabs, the half letter is already coming all the way to the pin loop. So if you were trying to use A5, I don't think that you would be able to use side tabs like this, but maybe you could use top tabs. Might be worth a shot. So you've got also this nice pin loop that's just a leather pin loop on the side. And then in the front, I already have it set up, but I'm going to pull just a few things out so you can see the setup a little bit better. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pockets here, and they're pretty shallow pockets, so they don't go all the way down. So like you can see this little card that says the universe, that won't go any further down. So like this very top pocket doesn't go all the way down to the bottom here. So you can't use the pockets all the way, but you could, because they're more shallow, you could use this as a wallet or a purse carry. So I think it's really nice. And I have just used it to go in and basically mostly just decorate. So some of these things are ones that I found in Canva. So I just created these myself. This one that says I am worthy and the little rose, I just made that in Canva. These I think I got from Jet Pens at some point. They're just like little washi stickers and they match the neutral tones, so that goes in the front. I don't know that I'll actually use them. I also have this little one little word, or what is this called, myintent.com. You can see I'm wearing some of the bracelets now that are the silver ones that have my word of the year, but I also got one single rose gold one that says synergy for the year, so I've just kind of put that in here. And then I have this cute little Ollie Clip. That's the little leopard print Ollie Clip. And then this is a saying, this is something I also made on Canva. It's just a saying that Catherine Zinkina uses in her Manifestation Babe merch and stuff like that. The universe is my ATM. So that brings me kind of to, why did I actually buy a new planner? Why do I need yet another planner when I'm already using so many different ones? Well, let me tell you, this was not in my quarterly plan necessarily, but I always try to take one big course a year, and it's usually going to be a business course or some kind of personal growth course, because I firmly believe in investing in myself. And I was doing this from the very beginning, even when I didn't have a lot of money. It just is something that is one of my core values, is to always be investing in my own personal growth. And I wasn't sure what big course I was going to take this year. But I've been following Catherine and the Manifestation Babe, that's her podcast and her Instagram and everything, for a couple of years now. I have wanted to take a course from her or something in her world for a while and just haven't taken the leap. And when I saw that she was offering the Manifestation Babe Academy in February, I was thinking, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it. This will be my big course and personal growth sort of expenditure for the year. It was quite expensive of a course, but I was ready for it, and I'm just so enjoying it. I'm so glad that I decided to take it. I think she only offers it once a year, but I will put her Instagram information and her podcast information in the links down below. But this, I decided to set up a planner to go along with the course. It's a 16-week course, so it's like 4 months of material and meditations and workbooks and stuff. And the minute she said printable workbooks, I was like, okay, I've got to have something that I can print and be able to put stuff in. And I thought I could use one of my A5 planners, but I'm already using so many different A5 planners that I wanted to use something different. So this was my perfect chance to get some cloth and paper. So like I said, this bow comes from Scheduled Planners. This is from Ollie Clip. I've got some of these little memo stickies from Cloth and Paper, just to stick that back there and keep expanding. I made this again in Canva and just cut them out. I made them with cardstock and then cut them out and laminated them. This little rose gold clip here is from Kiki K. And then a few other things from Cloth and Paper. I got this one circle page flag set. So it's in these 3 kind of rosy neutral colors. And I just feel like everything is matching. I also I don't think I've told you guys about this before, but this was my husband's gift to me for my birthday. And this is actually a Kawiko and Hello Kitty collab. Let me see if that is at all. Can you see that? So you can see the little Hello Kitty here, and you unscrew it, and when you post it, it becomes a bigger, like a full-size pin, and you can see the little Hello Kitty head there on the nib. This is so cute, and it writes so beautifully, and I know this is something that I'm going to have forever, and because it's so luxurious for me, I am keeping it with this planner, but sadly, because of the way this is only like, it gets fatter here, it doesn't fit in the pin loop. So I've been just kind of setting it to the side and closing it up inside there. And for now, I have this little Simply Gilded pin over here, but look how beautifully it matches. Like, I just feel like it was meant to be. So, and please excuse the nails, y'all, I'm sorry. I have these beautiful page flag sets, so they're transparent. So when you pull it off, they're just slightly transparent, and you can see if you were to put it over something, you could see through it. So you could mark a date on a calendar or set a header. I haven't tried to write on these yet, but I would assume you probably can't write on them too well with like just gel pen, but we can try. Let's see. Yeah, so this particular gel pen is not really writing on it. So I don't know that you're really meant to write on these. Maybe you could use something like a Sharpie or a Lumo Color or a dry erase or wet erase marker with it. But the way I intend to use them is more as like page flags or to show what's underneath. So we'll just stick that to the side. A little bit of an experiment gone wrong. So I have that little page flag set. I also have some more of these little washi shapes that I got from Jet Pens. Another cloth and paper purchase. She has these little dots in different colors, and they're almost all like neutral, very minimalist feel to them all. And I went for this more tan color that's called Oak Milk. And these again are transparent. So if you want to put them over a date, the date would show through so that you can put that on a calendar. You could also make little checklists with it, but very cute. And it came with 2 in a pack. Then I also have this bubble bath sticky note. And this is actually like a Post-it, like a sticky note that you can write on that's just paper. So it's not as like transparent and plastic as the others. So a little cute little sticky, and the one I got is called Bubble Bath, but again, she has lots of like rosy tones, some darker tones. They're all very neutral and beautiful. Everything sort of coordinates nicely. Then in the back here from Lauren Phelps Designs, I have just this cardstock that has the full year 2021 on it. It has the right colors to match the scheme, but also I just really wanted to be able to reference the dates at a glance and have that full year at a glance here in the back. Now for the actual planner itself, I will say this, because I was creating sort of my own disc planner, I had to create my own covers for it. I see how this keeps falling off. I do not have a laminator that can handle the 10 mil sheets, and it really bothers me. So if you have a suggestion of a nice like beefier laminator, most laminators will do 3 or 5 millimeter sheets, and I find that the 5 is still not beefy enough to do kind of what I want. So I would love to get hold of something that can do 10 mil sheets, but I haven't really found anything that I trust yet. The other thing is the Happy Planner Punch, which has like deeper little mushrooms that go onto the discs. That one won't cut through laminated plastic. So you have to use the arc punch, but those have more shallow little mushrooms here. And what I did was I didn't really cut off enough, I think, of the plastic here. And so it's mostly just the plastic holding on. So I think I'm gonna remake this cover and make it to where it's, you know, the punch is actually going through the cardstock. Long story short, but anyway, this beautiful little design here is from the Digital Dash Box. If you've watched my channel before, you know that I've been subscribed to the Planner Press Digital Dash Box for maybe a year and a half now. So I have all of her like back designs for, you know, months and months and months. So we're looking at, you know, 18 months or something of different designs. So I went through them all, and maybe this was like August of 2019 or something like that, with this Louis Vuitton and the nice nude heels and the little bow, and it just felt perfect. So she often will have many different sizes in her designs for the Digital Dash Box. So of course I usually use the A5, but I always download all the sizes because you never know when you're gonna move to something like half letter. So I was glad that I had the design. And then on the back, I left it plain and white and put this little Simply Gilded sticky notes here and a little Simply Gilded bow. As I'm going through this, you'll also see that I have ordered a bunch of inserts and things from Ellemon Paper Co. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's ellemonpaperco.com. I saw some other people on Instagram that had more like neutral setups were using some of her inserts, and I liked the look of them. So other than this one, look at that, other than this one planner press cover, almost everything else in here comes from Ellemon Paper Co. or Cloth and Paper. So this first one is just a cardstock design with a glossy cover that says the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And that's a Carl Gustav Jung quote, or Jung. and I loved it. And I've got some digital dash box sticky notes and some sticky notes from Lauren Phelps Design. So in terms of the structure of this planner, I bought from Cloth and Paper both side tabs and top tabs. And I did that so that I could have side tabs for each of the like main phases of the course, but then also top tabs that I could get to things like my vision board, my gratitude list, any signs and synchronicities, and my journaling just at a glance. So that is kind of how I've set it up. So each of these side tabs is labeled with the like modules or phases, as she calls them. So there's 16 weeks, but it's broken into 6 phases, and that worked out perfectly with 6 different tabs. This is called clear glass. So as you can see, it's slightly frosted plastic, and it's movable. It's not like super hard, but it's very good construction, and they're really beautiful. When you lift them up, they're hardly see-through, but when you put something down underneath it, you can really see it pretty clearly. So see how that barely looks frosted, but then when you lift it up, it looks really frosted. Hopefully that's coming through in the video. But these turned out to be really nice, and all of these tabs came from Cloth and Paper, both sets. So this was one set, and then the 4 top tabs was a second set, and it was called Clear Glass. I made the labels myself just using clear sticker paper, and again, making them in Canva, and then I just printed it out. So this is another little vellum dashboard from Ellemon Paper Co, and she will customize it with your name and initial. So you can hopefully see just very faintly there's an S and a Sarah. And so I put a picture of myself here when I was at my ideal weight before I got pregnant with Evie. And as I'm working through manifesting my ideal life, I want to get back to this place where I had abundant energy. I could fit into any clothes I wanted, and I felt so beautiful. And so this picture kind of represents that for me. And it's very much my style, with just a black tank top and a skull necklace. So I put this right front and center in this planner. So you can see the Sarah there, even though you can't really see the S too much, it shows up for me. And so that's where I started. The next thing for myself is this vision board. So here is another one of those customized dashboards from Ellemon Paper Co. And so it has a V and says vision board. I'm just covering up a book cover that has not been revealed yet, but I have kind of my book wishes and hoping to get to 50,000 subscribers here on Heart Breathing this year, 8,000 maybe on my Sarra Cannon channel, and some other things I want to manifest. And then on this other side, I have everything I want to manifest, like travel, good food, a new car. We're moving into a new house, and it will look like this tiny little picture here. It's being built as we speak. I actually just got updates from the builder right before I turned on the recording. We're going to have a small backyard, so I'm kind of dreaming about these stock tank pools. If you haven't looked at these and you have a small backyard, go check them out because they're very cool. We're also going to have the house is an elevated house, like you can see here. So the whole bottom floor of the house is a garage, and it will have the porch coming off the first level of the house will have an overhang. So I've been like dreaming about how I want to decorate that with fairy lights and everything else sort of in the back porch, and travel and all that stuff. So this is kind of my like grounding section of like, this is what I want to draw into my life. Lots of good stuff on these pages. Then I have some tool list pages. These fit into any happy planner or any disc system, so I've got those in here in case I want to make lists. This little card also came, I think, with the Ellemon Paper Co. Well-being is about the combination of our love for what we do each day, the quality of our relationships, the security of our finances, the vibrancy of our physical health, and the pride we take in what we have contributed to our communities. Most importantly, it's about how these 5 elements interact, which is a Tom Rath quote. So I got that from her and punched it myself, and I messed up the punch a little bit, but we're going to ignore that. And then this again is more from Ellemon Paper Co. with these just pretty kind of watercolor swashes. Now these next inserts are from Cloth and Paper, and you get a pretty good handful of them. This is just a small bit of them because I didn't want to beef the planner up too much, but these are kind of nice lists ones, so you could put check numbers down the side with a checklist over here. I am not sure exactly how I'm going to use these yet, but I think this will be a way that I can track how much time I'm spending on the journaling and things like that. So probably going to make it into a sort of habit tracker, but I have those here in the beginning. Now we get into the actual like module 1 section of Manifestation Babe Academy. So one of the things that I did purchase from Cloth and Paper were these beautiful page flags. Okay, so now that I got that out, let me tell you kind of how this works. So I saw this on her site sort of as an example, but you can buy these cards, like card holders, and they're little plastic pockets that you can put anywhere. So they come just separate, and you pull the backing off and you can stick them on. And so I was kind of going based on some of the examples I saw on her site and Instagram, and I stuck them down kind of side by side here and put the page flags in. And she has tons of these beautiful plastic page flags in these same sort of neutral colors that are so beautiful. So I got Dusk and Bellini. But I will tell you, even though they are shown so many times as being put into these little places, which then makes them very pretty for, say, you know, decoration in your planner, it looks so nice. They're kind of hard to get out, especially if you have nails. They're just a little bit difficult. So every time I try to get them out, I end up ripping this side a little bit. So just a little bit of warning. It's probably more user error, but if you intend to buy them and use them this way, I wonder if I should have maybe put something slicker on the back of these, or I'm not sure, but it's just my own fault. But I am going to try to just leave those in there for the most part, because they just don't slide in and out as easily as I would want them to. But this is the first of those tabs, the clear glass tabs, and see how it looks very frosted, but when I put it actually in and it goes on top of that picture of Catherine, it barely looks frosted. So I just think that's really pretty and very classy. All right, so this is the first of module 1, the foundational phase of the Manifestation Babe Academy. And so I printed these out, and what I did to print half letter, it's super easy. Her workbooks are just letter size, 8.5 by 11. So all I have to do with my printer is just click booklet and print it that way, and it prints 2 to a page. So it kind of shrinks each page down to half size, and then I cut it down the middle. Now what that did end up doing for me was I then punched through some of this stuff in the middle, where I wish I could kind of push it to the side, and there may be a setting where I could push that and make more of a gutter, but it works. So there was a lot of journaling and things that went into this first module, so I have all of that stuff. And then there's like an intention ceremony. I also have been doing a little bit of journaling and things here. So I've got these beautiful Ellemon Paper Co. just lined inserts. These are very minimal but very pretty. The paper is nice and thick. It doesn't ghost through at all, and I was using a fountain pen with these. So really nice inserts there that I'm just going to use for journaling. Then the grounding section here is something that might kind of travel throughout the planner, but I got this really pretty vellum. It's kind of a thick vellum dashboard that says, "It is only with gratitude that life becomes rich." And this is from Cloth and Paper. And I thought, how perfect is that for my grounding section, because I wanted to keep a gratitude journal here. So from Ellemon Paper Co., I got her blush inserts that are called A Line a Day. And I will link to all of this down below. But these basically have every single day of the year, and it's not dated to like 2021 or anything like that. And so of course I already missed January, but when I started doing it in February, I started marking just a line a day for what I'm grateful for. And as I work through it, I'm gonna actually like backdate things. If I think of things I'm grateful for, but I only have room for one line, I'll just start filling in some of these older ones that I missed. But basically it goes all the way through to the end of the year. So I love these inserts. They're just really beautiful and very simple design. So this is another Ellemon Paper Co. dashboard. These are not quite as thick as the Cloth and Paper ones, but they're very subtle and minimal with that little bit of blush cue there. And then I put some of those same lined inserts behind it, because I want to keep track of some quotes that inspire me for grounding and manifestation. Phase 2 of the course is called Unlearn. So I haven't made it into the next module of the course yet, because you only get one new module a week. So as that happens, I'll probably take some of these just plain inserts out so that I can make room for the new weekly workbook that goes with it. So it's just the rest of this is not set up with specific manifestation babe stuff, but it will be as the course continues. So this is another one from Cloth and Paper that is the thicker dashboard that says, as you think, so shall it be. More of the Cloth and Paper, or more of the Ellemon Paper Co. inserts. Then release is phase 3 of the course. I have just this little truth bomb from Danielle Laporte that says choose to expand. And then I have another little card. I think these were from Ellemon Paper Co. Yes, they were. So this came as like a little thank you card. So it has the definition of self-love, and then I put some of these little memo stickies from Cloth and Paper on the back of that. This is another Ellemon Paper Co. dashboard that you can customize. So it says word of the year, and my word of the year is synergy, which I have on this little my intent, as well as the rose gold one in the front. More Cloth and Paper, those same inserts that I had before. Then I have another top tab that says signs. So this is where I want to keep track of any signs and synchronicities. So as I begin trying to manifest something, if I ask like, show me a sign that this is what I'm meant to do, or show me a sign that this is the right path, I want to keep track of it in this section. So here I have, this is like a 2-part dashboard. The 21 writing is on the top, and then the big 20 is on the white page underneath. This is again from Ellemon Paper Co. This little card here that says keep writing is from Procrastiplanner, Etc.'s anniversary box. And again, this little rose gold clip is from Kiki K. Another little truth bomb synchronicity is the universe saying yes. So I put that on the back. I also got from Cloth and Paper this really beautiful, just plain like linen folder, and I put some stuff from Lauren Phelps Designs in there in case I wanted to have a little note there. Then there are some lists section. So this is where the signs and synchronicities come in. So if something happens, I've got a section to put it here and then write down what happened. So I'm hoping by the end of this course, I'm going to start filling in a lot of these. So instead of it actually being a list, these inserts will hopefully be filled with signs and synchronicities and lucky things that I have manifested into my life. So I put the entire pack in here. So this, you can see kind of how many it comes with. But like I said, as I print out more of the Manifestation Babe printouts, I'll probably take some of these out to use them later. The next phase is called Rewire, and I put this Ellemon Paper Co. like pretty little crack thing here that says the light only truly shines through people who have been broken. And if you know my story, you know why that resonates through me so much. So I had to grab that. On the back, I have more of these printable sticky notes from Digital Dashbox and Lauren Phelps Designs. The next phase is called Relearn, and just another little Cloth and Paper, I think one here that says, I am the architect of days that haven't happened yet. And I thought, well, that's perfect for this section on relearning, because I'm hoping to co-create and become the architect of my life. So this is pretty thick, so I'm pretty sure this one came from Cloth and Paper. More Cloth and Paper of those kind of list inserts. The final section of top tabs is called scripting here. So you can see this little J and journal. This is from Ellemon Paper Co. and it sort of shows through there. So I'm basically going to be using this to script out the way that I want to feel. So this will be more journaling, but in a specific way called scripting. And you can see here, see how that little dot is over the date? That is using these little oat milk dots. So that'll give you an idea of how that looks when you use it in your planner. So I've got some just plain Ellemon Paper Co. sheets back here for that journaling. And then the final phase of the course is called Recreate. And so I just threw some more blank pages in the back. And like I said, this is probably the ugliest part of the planner, and I will rectify that eventually. But what I ended up having to do, since I don't have the 10 mil sheets, is I just had to take a really heavy cover from an old Happy Planner and cut it down so that it would stay without popping off like this top one is. But for the most part, you can't see it unless you're actually in the back of the planner. But that is it, you guys. Right now I have a Simply Gilded pen here, but like I said, I've been mostly using this really cool Kaweco Hello Kitty pen. And this is one of my favorite planners I've probably ever had and set up. I cannot tell you how much I am loving just the feel of this, the style of it. It feels luxurious and it feels worth the cost. I know it's an investment and she's often sold out of them, but I will leave links down below because she does restock every week. Some items will get restocked, but absolutely worth the money. Totally quality. Everything from the sticky notes to the planner itself. Like, I feel like I will probably have this and use this for a decade or longer. Like, I think it's going to be one of those pieces in my collection. And I'm so glad that I personally chose not to get the A5, because if you know me, you know that I'm constantly switching out my A5 binder every month. And this is something I actually just want to be able to use all the time. I love it that much. So I'm glad that I got the discs. Again, the discs with the dragonflies are from an Etsy shop, and I will get you the link to those as well. I will link as many of the things as I can here if you're interested in them. But let me know what you think of this setup. Let me know what you think about the idea of a manifesting course. I know this is not necessarily like writer based, but this actually is a big part of my joy and happiness as a writer. And I'm specifically trying to manifest everything in my ideal life, which includes creativity, joy, gaming, a TV deal with Netflix or some big group. And I want to see these things come to fruition in my life. And so for me, a manifesting course is not about expecting magic without action. It's about taking inspired action and learning to really trust myself and my own intuition so that I know which path to take down, you know, which road to go down. And in my courses, like my HB90 course, we start off talking about basically how your vision for your life is your GPS, it's your roadmap. And every time you go to make a decision, you look at that vision for your life and you say, will this get me closer to that or not? And a part of knowing whether that's a yes or a no for you is learning to trust yourself and your own intuition. So this manifesting class for me, that's what this is all about. Going deeper into trusting myself, loving myself, getting over limiting beliefs and blocks when I really used to struggle with that a lot. So I just was really determined to have a planner that every time I looked at it, it made me feel abundant and joyful, successful, happy, and really want to use it. So every single day I've been journaling and using this planner, and I am in love. So I will get you all the links if you're interested. If you have a suggestion for me on a better laminator, I've used the Scotch laminator and the Amazon Basics, and neither one of those are good enough for what I want to do in terms of the thicker laminating pouches. So if you have any suggestions, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know if you enjoyed this. I know that many of you are waiting for my next series on great ideas. So I will have a full schedule of that coming up soon. On Sunday, we will have the March HB Notebook Challenge. I'm just going to do it recorded instead of live most likely this time, but I will still have a great giveaway and some great books to recommend to you. So look for that on Sunday. If you're interested, my HB90 course is kicking off pretty soon. We start on March 14th, but the registration is actually already open, but we will open the Facebook group and everything on Monday. So if you're interested, go ahead and join in for that course, and I would love to see you there. Hope you guys enjoyed this look inside my brand new cloth and paper. Highly recommend this brand. This is actually a Black-owned business, which if you've been looking to invest more in small businesses and Black-owned businesses, this is definitely one to check out. Lots of goodness here for you to check out today. Look how gorgeous those dragonflies are as well. Inked United is another Black-owned business, and I am happy to support them. I hope that you'll support them too. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye.